Hi folks, with Tacitus today, your pushback channel, and thank you for joining this audio, radio, no pictures live stream. Please listen to this presentation as you're driving along in your car or your truck, or put in those earbuds and sit back and take it all in public transport. In this essay, I'd like to talk about psychometric testing and how it's used, or as my understanding, it's being used to not hire straight white males into corporations. It's all part of a scam of race, gender hiring quotas. So I'll just talk about one of my colleagues came across this. We actually do work for this organisation, and it's sort of high IP, technical, legal type stuff. So anyway, we I guess about a couple of years ago, maybe not quite that long, we did some work for them, which meant that we compiled or gathered information to do with their hiring, their ratios of hiring, and it got into, as a subset of that, it got into the racial hiring and and they were talking at the time about wanting to decrease the number of straight white males on the payroll, and to do that they had to sort of fiddle the system to get that outcome, because they still want to pretend that they're hiring the most qualified people. They want to go through this fantasy of pretense, and that still was important to them. Like say the legal system chasing after Donald Trump in the US, they still want this illusion of a real legal process when we all know it's not. Same in the Soviet Union, the show trials, and in Mao's China, the street court show trials. They still wanted even the most authoritarian regimes still want the pretense, the illusion of fairness and following the rules and so on, when in fact the opposite is the case. And this situation with the hiring is no different. So since they were going to and did institute this particular outfit, this program of supposedly testing all applicants on a psychometric test. Now, the psychometric test was touted by them as an objective way to measure ability and capability and these sort of things, and with things that technical competence, but also areas that it supposedly measures. I'm not really sure it does, but anyway, abstract reasoning and things of that nature. Now, certainly with the minorities that I've met, their command of English and their level of education and the fact that they've been affirmative action through junior school, senior high school, university, they've been subject to nothing but affirmative action. They've never had a rigorous test of any description in their lives. So these people that probably have an IQ of 90 can still swan around with a master's or even a PhD, as long as they're brown and that sort of stuff, or black. Now, so this psychometric testing was put in, and my colleague, who's in his early 30s, by the way, commented quite in passing, he wasn't focusing on it, that they want us to do a bit more work on something. So he was crunching a few numbers, and he said, guess what? Since they've instituted this psychometric testing, supposedly an objective test of, again, technical ability, abstract reasoning, and so on and so forth, since they've instituted that, less than 5% of the hires since that time have been straight white males. Well, I don't know. I don't know if they're all straight white males, maybe, but some of them could be gay. I don't know. But so 95% suddenly, since they've instituted this supposedly objective testing to test for ability and capability, since they instituted that, 95% of the hires have been brown and black people, and primarily women. And now, given that we sort of frequently have to interact with people from there, the decline in the quality of people they're hiring is like, wow. The quality has just gone through the floor. They're pretty much everyone we deal with now is a struggle. They're just not capable. They just don't have the IQ points. They don't, and a lot of them don't give a shit. They've still got this this third world, peasant entitlement type attitude that oozes out of them during the course of interactions, and this terrible fear of losing face, that they're going to be made to look stupid if they engage with you because they don't know what the fuck they're doing. So it takes a long time to deal with these people. You're constantly treading on eggshells and so on, and dealing with them. And now, this same company pays our invoices, so it's not like I'm complaining. Not like we're going to make a fuss either. Long as they're giving us work and again paying our invoices, we're not going to get upset about it, or certainly not with them anyway. But this to me illustrates, or indicated at least, that this psychometric testing thing is nothing. Now, whether the intentions are good or anything like that, I don't know. But it's being used as a scam. So either the testing is so slanted in favour. For example, if one of the questions is, and I'll just invent a question for the purpose of this, is do you believe you should arrive for work on time, or do you believe you should arrive, come to the meeting on time, or something like that? If you say yes, fucking straight white male means fascist, fascism means Nazi, that means it's Hitler, and we're not going to hire that guy. Is that it would seem to be? I mean, just on a prima facie basis, you would think that would be they're deliberately and willfully eliminating people who say they're going to arrive for work on time. Or should you arrive, for work drunk or something? If you say no, that's it. No, and it would appear to be that because the quality of people that they're hiring is so bad, since they've instituted this, that they can't be measuring for ability. They just can't be. It's just not possible. And for abstract reasoning, abstract reasoning is something that probably a lot of the work we do, it's quite important. So when we're explaining or trying to explain to somebody, like an employee at the company, what it is that we're doing and the help we need from them in terms of the information they need to give us so we can do our job, that type of thing. The blank stares we get in return, no matter how painfully and slowly and carefully we explain it, we still get nothing but blank stares. The people just don't have enough IQ points to engage in, I would think, even lower to mid-level abstract reasoning, let alone the higher stuff. So they're not hiring the best, far from the exact opposite. So this clearly means, to me at least, that this psychometric testing is either loaded, and given that they're buying the psychometric test sort of, shrink wrapped and off the shelf from some outfit, some supplier, then I can't imagine it could be loaded, but maybe it is. Or that they're grading it in reverse. So the better you do on the test, the less likely it'll be that you'll get the job. And at the high end, if you score really well, then that's it. You've got no chance. But if you score a low score, then which would favour the brown and black peasants and everything. If you get a low score, then they will hire you, and it must be something like that. It's just a lowering the bar type thing, and this is a great way to separate the people with a higher IQ from the people with a lower IQ. Now, we've actually come across this before a couple of times, and when my colleague mentioned this, there was another outfit we do work for that also had the same sort of thing, and they're an Australian-based company, but they're multinational. They've got offices all over the place, and they've got the same thing, or they instituted the same thing a little bit less, probably just over a year ago, and the same outcome has occurred. That suddenly just bang, straight white male stopped getting hired in the company, but they're saying, it's the test, it's a test. Well, it's objective. Now, if this was the reverse, and that only 5% of non-straight white males were getting hired, then the screams would be front page news all over the world. But because it's straight white males not getting hired, it suits the globalist purpose and the globalist objective to crush straight white male society in the West. But if at university, if only 5% of the students being admitted are black or something, then this is considered as a terrible problem that has to be dealt with. The same if in areas that are, there's an area not far from me, I don't know, maybe 20 miles away from where I live, and there was a newspaper article that it was 97.85% white. And this was considered as only that's it. It's a hotbed of Nazis and fascists. Oh, look, there goes Hitler just running down the road. So this is the difference of how these things are being dealt. This is perceived that if straight white males are not getting hired on merit, then this is a wondrous thing of equity and so on. And yet it's a tragedy on so many levels that we've got IQ minus 5 million people that are being hired into these jobs, and they're using all sorts of artifices and all sorts of cheating and ridiculous carry on to try and get this outcome. It couldn't be less organic if they tried. You've been a Tacitus today, your pushback channel. Thank you for listening.